Hello everyone, my name is Kirtan, roll number 53, and my team 53 to 62 are going to present today's role play and skit that is about hyperlipidemia. So please enjoy this role play and keep supporting us. Thank you. In 1, Krutik and his friend Kiran are going to a restaurant to have food. Here, Krutik is suffering from obesity and does not do physical activities. So after eating food, Krutik develops heart attack and is admitted to the hospital. So let's see the scene 1.
ನಾನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ಯಾ ಬಾಯಿನ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಬರೋಣ.
ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಏನೋ ತಿಂತೀಯಾ? ಮೊದ್ಲೇ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ದಪ್ಪ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ? ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ.
ನಿನ್ ತರ ಸಣ್ಣಕ್ಕಿದ್ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು? ನಡಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೋಣ.
ನಡಿ ಹೋಗೋಣ.
A few moments later.
ಬ್ರದರ್, ನಾನು ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬೋಗು. ಬೇರೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಡ, ನಾನು ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ ಸಾಕು.
One eternity later.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಪಿಜ್ಜಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು.
ನೋಡಿ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಯಾಕೋ ಇದನ್ನ ಓದ್ತೈತಲ್ಲೋ.
ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಏನಾಯ್ತು?
Sir. Scene 2. Krutik is been admitted to the hospital due to the heart attack. Now his friend Kiran goes to the doctor with the reports. The doctor now says the cholesterol is increased and then he explains about the hyperlipidemia. So let's see the scene 2.
ಸರಿ, ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಲೆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನೂ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Lipids in our body is transported by lipoproteins. There are 6 types of lipoproteins: chylomicrons, chylomicron remnants, very low density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein, intermediate density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein. Conditions in which the plasma lipoprotein levels increases is called as hyperlipidemia. In hyperlipidemia, there is increased risk of atherosclerosis, which in turn lead to cardiovascular diseases like myocardial infarction and heart failure. Hyperlipidemia is of 2 types, primary and secondary. Coming to the management of hyperlipidemia, there is non-pharmacological management such as increasing the physical activity in a person's life and dietary modification. Pharmacological management includes hypolipidemic drugs, which includes 5 classes. First one, HMG-CoA inhibitors, which decreases the cholesterol synthesis. Then bile acid sequestrants, it increases the cholesterol excretion. Lipoprotein lipase activators, it increases the lipoprotein degradation. Lipolysis and triglyceride synthesis inhibitors, it decreases the synthesis of lipoproteins and triglycerides. And sterol absorption inhibitors, which decreases the cholesterol absorption.
Let's start with the first class of drug, that is HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. We have a few drugs here which comes under the HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. First, let's understand how the cholesterol is formed. Cholesterol is formed because of this biochemical compound named as mevalonate. Mevalonate is formed basically because of HMG-CoA. HMG-CoA gets converted to mevalonate with the help of the enzyme which is HMG-CoA reductase. Now what we do is we inhibit this enzyme so that mevalonate won't be formed. So when mevalonate is not formed, the cholesterol synthesis decreases. So HMG-CoA reductase is inhibited, which causes compensatory increase in LDL receptor expression in liver cells, and this causes increased receptor mediated uptake of LDL and catabolism of IDL and LDL in liver, and this also causes hepatic synthesis of VLDL, which is concurrently decreased or reduced, and its removal from plasma is enhanced. Okay, now let's look at the uses of HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. Basically, in cases of myocardial infarction which is associated with or which is caused by atherosclerosis, we can prefer atorvastatin. The reason being, atorvastatin is a high efficacy drug which causes 55% LDL reduction. In case of rovastatin or simvastatin, the efficacy is low, which is 20 to 45%. So when atorvastatin has an additional function of antioxidant property. So it, like overall, the HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors also cause increased NO release, which causes enhanced endothelial functions. So now let's come to the adverse drug reaction, like what we can expect the patient to come with when they're on HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. Generally, they come with gastrointestinal complaints, headache or rashes which are very rare or which are very less in occurrence. Sleep disturbances, liver injury, muscle aches and myopathy are relatively common. And coming to the interactions, these statins should not be taken along with nicotinic acid, gemfibrozil or CYP3A4 inhibitors like ketoconazole, erythromycin. So basically the reason why it should not be taken with gemfibrozil is because of it reduces the uptake of statins by the hepatic cells. So it might cause toxicity in the body. When there is no uptake by the hepatic cells, there is no metabolism of the drug. So that causes the toxicity of drug in the body. So gemfibrozil should not be given along with the statin. And as there are no trials going on in pregnant women related to statins, it is not advised in pregnant women. And also the thing is, there are a few instructions that patients should follow. HMG-CoA reductase, the action of this enzyme is maximum during midnight. So the drugs, these drugs, HMG reductase inhibitors, should be taken during bedtime or before bedtime. Reason being, the action time will coincide with the maximum action of HMG-CoA reductase, so that it can inhibit HMG-CoA reductase. In case of atorvastatin, this is not necessary. Reason being, the plasma T half of the atorvastatin is of longer duration, so it can act even during midnight, even if it is given during the daytime.
Starch lipoprotein lipase activators, which are also called as fibrates. The drugs included in these classes are gemfibrozil, benzofibrate, fenofibrates. These drugs act on peroxisome proliferated activated receptors alpha in liver, which enhances production of lipoprotein lipase. Lipoprotein lipase acts on very low density lipoproteins, which in turn decreases circulating triglyceride levels. These receptors also mediate the expression of LDL receptors in liver, which in turn decreases LDL level also. The uses of individual drugs. First one, gemfibrozil. It helps in decreasing triglyceride levels by decreasing the synthesis of triglyceride in hepatocytes and increases breakdown. Second one use benzofibrate, used in lowering fibrinogen and glucose levels. Third one, it increases HDL level and decreases LDL level. Contraindication of these drugs are pregnancy, cardiovascular diseases, chronic kidney diseases and diabetes. When phenylpictinate given along with statin, it lowers the myopathic risk associated with statin. Adverse effects of these drugs are loose motion, headache, epigastric pain. And fibrinates should not be continued after 3 months if LDL levels are not decreased.
Now the next class of drugs is lipolysis and TAG is triacylglyceride synthesis inhibitors. We have only one drug under this, that is nicotinic acid. Basically, nicotinic acid is a vitamin B group. Here mainly how it acts, it basically inhibits your intracellular lipolysis in adipose tissue. Thereby it decreases the flow of free fatty acids from adipose tissue to the liver, and thereby it decreases the synthesis of VLDL and TGs. It is the main drug which is used for increase in HDL, and there is a drastic increase in HDL when we use nicotinic acid, and it also causes considerable decrease in LDL. Now the main indications use it is usually when there is so much of TAG in your blood, that is hypertriglyceridemia, and the most important indication in this is pancreatitis with hypertriglyceridemia. Now when we come to side effects, it is poorly tolerated, and patients come up with many side effects. And you have cutaneous vasodilation. Cutaneous vasodilation means we have flushing, that is increased heat in the blushing areas, itching. We combat it with lapoprion, that is a drug which does not have any effects on lipolysis or TAG synthesis, and it is usually combined with nicotinic acid. Long-term side effects is liver dysfunction in jaundice. Where we should not completely use it is in pregnancy, children and diabetes members. Thank you.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ಇವಾಗ?
ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೈಪರ್ ಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್ ನನಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ನೀವು ಮುಖಂಡ್ರೆ
I hope you have enjoyed this video and have learned something about hyperlipidemia. So thank you for watching and keep supporting.